Okay, everybody, let's start cooking. All this stuff cost me $31.45. It's the meat, onions, peppers, mushrooms, garlic, 3 cans of sauce, a pack of noodles, and the receipt. You'll see this listed in the description. So let's start cooking it and let's see how many meals we can make. Okay, now we're at the stove. A little bit of olive oil in each one. Just like that. Okay, I'm not going to turn the fan on so you guys can hear me, but I'm just going to raise this a bit. Okay, so let's turn the stoves on. Not too high. You want this on, so medium, go, if medium is 5, go to 6. Vegetables you can do at medium. If you want to start it higher, you can, but I go 6 on each. So 1 notch above medium. Garlic, mushrooms, onions, sorry, I hadn't changed the pot. The pot was a bit too small, so there we go. Now, what you can do, sometimes I add a little bit of water to help this get going. But let's let this cook and I'll get back to you. Okay, so we're starting to move along here. We got it all frying up on the meat. Vegetables are frying up nice and quickly here. You might want to use different ladles so you don't contaminate your meat and get sick. As long as you cook the meat, my rule is I always just cook a little bit over. So if it looks ready, if you are new at this and you don't know, get a temperature for not thermometer you put in the meat. For chicken, for beef, there's temperatures. I don't know them off the top of my head because I've been doing it for so long, but you'll find the temperature and then just go a little bit above that. Go 5 degrees above that or whatever, and you'll be fine. Safe from sorts. You don't have to put oil on the meat. I just did that so it doesn't stick to the pan because meat's got its own oil fat inside it, right? Now, what I did include in the receipt was just some minor spices. There's oregano. You can use thyme. You can use like an Italian mix. There's salt. What I do is I just load. These are thyme leaves. You can sprinkle this in there and open it just like that. Italian seasoning. You can go nuts with this one. Yeah, I put a quarter bag in there. And then there's oregano leaves. It's kind of like the same as the other one, but it's just oregano instead of others. Okay, well, I'll get back to you in a couple minutes. We'll see how it's going. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. Meat's doing pretty good. Meat's doing pretty good. Yeah, vegetables have got a little lid on it. Help it helps it steam, helps it get hot quicker. Put that back on there. Now we'll get back to you. Okay, we're back. Meat's doing really well. We're a few minutes away from being done with the meat. There's no red anymore. It's looking really good. The vegetables are just starting to steam up now. So we'll get back to you. Okay, the meat is pretty much ready. You there? And the vegetables have a bit of time left. A bit of time left here. But show you guys what it looks like so far. Nope. I'm trying not to make a mess, or my wife's gonna get mad at me. Okay, we'll check back in a couple minutes. Guess what? Forgot to put the fucking mic back on again. Hey, I'm new at this, man. Doing the best I can. But that's ridiculous because I just had it all laid out and I just, anyway. I'm sure you can still hear me, but probably not as well. Let's see how we're doing here. Woo! Oh, yeah. Going good. Get a few more minutes. Okay, the meat is done. I just swapped the pots. That's how it should look, like just like that. And then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pour it all into the wok because it's just easier to show, so you can see it better instead of being in this high pot. So I'll put it in there. Then I will open the cans of sauce, and we'll see how much sauce we can get. Remember, we only spent $31.45. That's the whole purpose of this video. Okay, now I've already opened a couple of cans, but let's get this last can open. There we go, making a big mess as usual. So when you're buying the cans of tomato sauce, there's lots of different brands at the store. You don't have to buy the most expensive cans of sauce. This is just regular original pasta sauce. It might have a little bit of spice in it, but there's some that come, especially the Hunt's ones, they come with all this spice and stuff, and they're way, way more expensive. These in Canada were $1.88 each. You can get it for even cheaper sometimes. But the other ones there that said they come with herbs were $2.49, some were over $3. So for $1.88 each times 3, we'll see how far that gets us. Okay, so we're probably a minute or 2 minutes away from this being done. And you do not have to cook the vegetables. The only reason why I'm doing this is because if you don't, you have to pour it into the pasta and then let it cook that way. And it takes many, many, many hours, like to cook within the sauce. So I do it this way. I steam them and cook them on their own. It just speeds it all up. So we could have dinner, within a few hours instead of waiting, 8 hours or 6 hours for the vegetables to steam inside the sauce. And if you don't brew it properly, the vegetables turn out to be crunchy and they're not completely cooked. And that's not what you want. So we'll see how many people enjoy this video. And I'm going to keep going and I'll show you the rest of it. But I just wanted to say, subscribe to me. I'm going to keep doing this. I like saving money. Me and my wife love saving money. And I know people are struggling when it comes to buying foods and what to make and how many meals they can make. And so I think this would probably help a lot of people, especially the younger generation that really aren't into cooking. And I'm showing you kind of step by step. And forgive me, it's new. Filming all this stuff is new. I don't even really know how I'm going to edit this. Anyway, I'll figure it out. I might have to put B-roll clips in here and there or whatever. But the next one I want to do is curry. So, or curry or chili. We'll see whatever the sales are right now. We'll do chili because you can make a lot of chili and a lot of curry. And I'm going to show you after this, at the end of this video, how many containers of food I can make with $31.45, I believe. So we'll get back to you. Okay, the vegetables are all ready now. There we go. And you see all the juice at the bottom? You see all that juice? Do not strain that. That is all the flavor from the vegetables and the herbs that have been steaming. Keep that in there and it'll just add to the sauce quantity. So now what we want to do is we want to pour the tomato sauce into here. If you're really penny pinching, you could rinse the cans out with a bit of water, slush it around, Pour that in. You might get another quarter can. We'll see how energetic I feel, and maybe I'll do the same. Because every dollar counts these days, right? And this is actually a pretty healthy meal. It's pretty healthy. I mean, it's high on carbs and stuff, but if people that are working, construction workers, people, cutting trees, or people that are super active in their job or whatever, this is a perfect meal. So let's add the meat now. So this is the meat that I cooked, right? I'm going to add that in there. The dogs are looking at me. I know they want some. What you're going to do is you're going to stir all this up. Then I'll show you the next step. Okay, I felt like getting the rest of the sauce out of there with a little bit of water, squish them around. There you go, extra sauce. Now what we want to do is do a taste test. See how it tastes. You can wait a little bit until it heats up. But I like my sauce a little bit more salty than normal. So what I would do is I would just open it up a bit. That's enough salt. And I also like my pasta with a lot of oregano in it. I do have a lot of oregano and basil that we grow in the garden. And I'm going to add a bit of that in there, but you don't have to do that. You can put a bit of parsley in if you want, but the main thing for pasta is oregano. You can buy an Italian mix. They have those big things at Costco, but they're a rip off. So I wouldn't suggest that. But I'm just going to put some more oregano in there. And as you can see, that's a pretty good pile. Pretty hard to go overboard with spices, but it's easy to go overboard with salt. So if you're doing it this way, do it, maybe put a teaspoon at a time, half a teaspoon. But for this quantity, I'd say a couple teaspoons. Okay, we'll let this cook up and I'll get back to you. Okay, we're back. Everything is in there. We're mixing this. We're going to cook this. Meat's already cooked. Vegetables are already cooked. All you really got to do is cook this long enough for all the flavor to come out into the sauce. So you can cook this on low or medium and then to low. So I'd say medium for 15 minutes and then low for another 15 minutes, half an hour. That'll give enough time. If you got more time, let it go for an hour. If you got lots of time, you can let it go on low, like real low, like 2 for a couple hours. The longer, the better. So now I've got some water in the pot here. I'm going to boil for the noodles. This is a big pack of noodles. This was not even $2. $1.97, I believe. Probably not going to be able to cook the whole pack. I'll probably cook 3/4 of this pack, like something like that much in that pot. When you're boiling water, if you don't know how to boil noodles, you should, but if you don't, not judging. Get a little bit of olive oil or cooking oil. Doesn't have to be olive oil. Canola oil is fine. A little bit of oil so it doesn't stick. Pasta usually takes 15 minutes, 15, 20 minutes. If it looks ready, take one out, loop it over your spoon so it doesn't burn you. Don't throw it at the wall. It leaves marks on the walls. That's stupid. Put it in your mouth, taste it. If it's a bit crunchy, give it another 3, 4 minutes. And there you go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is the video is already 14 minutes long. So what I'm going to do is I have no idea how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to stop this video instead of pausing it. Then I'm going to cook the noodles, strain them. People know how to strain noodles, I hope. And then the next time you see me is when everything will be finished and it'll be all stacked up in Tupperware containers to store into the freezer. And then I'll have a plate of it and we'll see how much we can make. Well, there we have it. We have 8 meals. That's kind of how it looks. This is a serving that's in those containers. That's a big meal. These can easily be 2 meals because I can't eat the whole thing. And I'm 5'11", 185. So I did some math. So it cost 31.45 cents.
for all the food to make this. So if you divide that by 8 large, massive meals, that's $3.90 each. And then if you double that to 16 meals, that's $1.90 per meal. And for kids, there's no way kids can eat that. I can't even eat this. I'll eat this and then I'll save it the rest for later. Like that's what I do. So these can be easily, even for big guys. That's 2 meals. If you're really hungry, I guess, but you're going to be full. So anyway, that's the video, and I'm pretty happy about this because 31, yeah, so 31, just say $31 for 8 huge meals. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. How much would ordering in 1 plate of this be? $35. Anyways, so let me know what you think, and I'll keep making these videos.